You know, this week I've been feeling like retreating a little bit, being a little bit more quiet. Not because something big is wrong, but I can feel like in here that tiny voice saying that I need some space. You know what I mean? You know, that sense that your intuition is tapping you on the shoulder like, hey, I've got something that I need you to hear, but you gotta slow down. You gotta slow down so you can hear it. So that's where I've been for the last week, and honestly, I'm just trying to honor that. Hi friend, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Cassidy and welcome back to Unpacking Life. So this week I've given myself permission to get a little quiet, to try to listen more than I talk, to try to reconnect with that deeper part of me that always seems to know what's right. Even when my brain is like over here, overthinking everything to death. Because maybe you can relate to this. There are moments in your life when it just gets too loud, when you can't hear yourself think. We're judging logistics, schedules, money, relationships, all the things that we think matter so much. And it becomes this like non-stop hum of, should I do this? What about that? What if I mess up? I definitely can get caught up in that line of thinking. But when I pause, I mean really pause. When I let myself just drop into the moment, my inner guidance, my inner voice feels like this quiet, steady hand. Like, I've got you, I've got your back, but you gotta meet me halfway. So that's my focus this week. Trying to let my inner voice, my intuition, my inner wisdom, whatever you wanna call it, just come forward and be a little bit louder. Give it a chance to speak up. Deliberately creating some little pockets of space and quiet so I can hear these thoughts again. Here in Bali, I feel like it's actually becoming easier for me. I mean, not perfect by any means, but easier. Being here alone reminds me of this big, humbling truth. We are just specks in this incredible, enormous, wild, beautiful world. And I don't mean that in a depressing way. I mean that in a very liberating way. The other day, I was walking down the street looking at these incredible penjors. And I had this moment where everything just kind of zoomed out. There were people around me buzzing about, scooters going by, children laughing and playing, there was a ceremony happening in the band jar, and like suddenly I just felt small. Like the world is enormous. Life is enormous. And like here I am worrying about this thing that, probably won't even matter next week. Isn't it crazy how stress makes everything feel so big? A scheduling conflict, a sudden expense, like too many things to do and not enough time. That mental load that squeezes in on us until we feel like the walls are closing in around us. But when you step back, even just for a moment, your whole nervous system changes. Your shoulders drop, your breath deepens, and your mind just stops gripping so hard. And suddenly you remember, oh, yeah, most of this stuff isn't actually an emergency. It doesn't make the problems disappear, but it takes the spotlight off of them. So you can have a moment to remember that it's temporary, that they're just passing through. They're not the whole story. When you see yourself as part of something bigger, it can help shrink your stress down to its actual size. And honestly, in that moment, you can then feel like, I could do this. I can handle this. It's gonna be okay. And here's what I've noticed. Bali is teaching me that in a very natural kind of way. The people here, the culture, the rhythm of daily life has this gentle way of reminding us to slow down, look around, and realize that this moment is the whole show. The people here, they talk to each other, they pause for ceremonies, prayers. They move through life with this sense of connection, of community, that honestly, I just don't feel we nurture enough back in the States. Being here alone has given me time to feel that, to reconnect with my intuition, and like not in a woo-woo kind of way, just like in an everyday life kind of way. In a way where you hear what's nudging you towards what is right for you and away from what isn't right for you. And the surprising part, I'm actually doing pretty well. Better than I expected. There's a calm here, like inside of me, that I'm tapping into more. And it's not because life suddenly got easier. It's because I'm starting to see the world bigger than just myself and my stress. I'm starting to feel like I am part of something bigger. So if there's a takeaway here, it's this. sometimes the answers that we're searching for aren't out in the world. They are in the quiet. They're in that small moment when you step back, you zoom out, and you realize that your problems aren't monsters. They're just passing clouds. And in that tiny pause, in that breath, your intuition finally gets a chance to speak. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or stretched thin, or like everything just feels like a lot right now, see if you can just give yourself a little bit more space this week. It doesn't have to be hours or some major retreat. Just a simple moment when you step back and zoom out. And just maybe you'll get that sensation, that feeling of your stress getting smaller. And you'll notice how much bigger you feel. Thanks for being with me here today. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.